The memories of rocks do not erosion, Ajdaha.
What would you
This much is true. In the beginning, erosion. Morax shared with us some of his power. But it was futile. Everything returns to dust. It is the natural order, an unstoppable force. And so, we became you. And from your will, I emerged. I am your final contract. Witness the promise between Ajdaha and Morax. You can hate me, but you cannot deny me.
No! No!
I am the remnants of Ajdaha's benevolence, the echo of a contract set in stone. I harbor a willingness to go further, a willingness to coexist peacefully with mankind.
No, no! It is I, Ajdaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories of the earth, older than the mountains and the oceans that decides. I will not swear allegiance to this insect.
Morax is not an insect.
A lord over insects is nothing but an insect in turn.
You forgot yourself. Nobody held Morax in higher regard than you or I. That which you have forgotten, I hold here in my heart. If you are the memory of the earth, then I am the memory of coexistence. All powers under heaven rise and fall.
A star appears within the wild.
You are in the wilderness.
No!
Perhaps it isn't.
More axe!
The little girl vanished.
Are you satisfied?
I had to make amends. So,
I do.
well,
As you please.
I never did.
I hardly lift.
And yet,
Your power is... Shall we get going?
surely the...
Indeed.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners.
So there you are. My men and I, we found Mao in a tent at the... Huh?
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those 3 miners are over there, in that cave.
Right.
So you're taking the...
That's right.
Can I come with?
No problem.
Kunjun,
Not I. Once I'm gone.
You always...
Curious how...
Ajdaha.
I can...
Today I am just...
Even you met such a fit.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue.
And how will Liyue fare without
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men.
all life? That's on. You may live.
I do not pretend to.
Were it not so.
You've brought a smile to my.
That day in the
A heart of stone.
you chose just.
The movements of.
Hence, do not forget that old friend.
Thank you, Ashtaha.
My life is.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, we have yet. He was. Centuries may.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Ashtaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes, quicker than words could tell. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Ashtaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail down the length and breadth of the mine. Finally, I brought him down and sealed him underground. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Ashtaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, he wanted to use it to find me. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he, and in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me, towards Liyue, towards life above ground. He was willing to be sealed away, but as the erosion set in, even I cannot avoid it. But there is something I understand better than most. When the door opens, it is time to leave. The greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. The millennia personally sealing away an old friend. This is just one form of erosion I have endured. People abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. Perhaps this is the erosion imposed on me by the heavenly principles, that I was a god of mankind.
You still care a lot about Liyue.
Call it part of my duty. I must thank you both.
No worries.
Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah. Paimon. So, not long ago, we met a guy called Dane. He told us about Conria and the punishment. Zhongli, you're a god. You've lived through thousands of years of his.
I cannot say.
Why? You can't even give us a thread of information? This is so important to us.
I understand. But I must apologize. This is my contract.
You mean another past grievance? Like the incident with Ejda?
It was signed before it all began. I have all.
How can you be like that?
You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you.
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of this world continues to grow. There are many events of ages past, many secrets that lie hidden. They have been eroded by time, forgotten by the people. But you are capable of finding them and bringing them into the light. Those who come to witness will witness. If you take the same road as that person, there may